in the den, so go tell a friend. The best podcast on earth's about to begin. We got jokes and news and movie reviews. After Dark NC-17 with the crew. Interviews with the best artists around. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now.
Things that you don't say. Those messages you wrote. You act like you love.
Welcome to Down in the Den. It's your boy Marz, and I'm back again bringing you the most amazing breakout talent. I'm putting you on game like no one can. I'm batting 1,000, and today we have another superstar gracing us right here. Friends of the Den, her single world tour can be heard everywhere music is heard, featuring inmate Kid Nick. She is a phenomenal artist, producer, and man, she's just too cool for school. I am a true, sincere fan. So guys, I want you to give a warm, Down in the Den welcome to the incomparable LuvChild. LuvChild, how you doing this evening?
What's up, Marz? What's up, Down in the Den? I'm so happy to be here.
Salute, cheers, another day in paradise. I'm so happy to have you here. I've been checking out your music for a while now, so I'm glad that we were able to coordinate this and share your story with the world. So before we even begin, we always begin with the origin story, but before we even begin, it's the end of the year, these last episodes, the year's wrapping up. How the hell has 22 been treating you?
22, it hasn't been bad. Like, it felt really boring to me for a long time. Like, I've been very much like a creature of routine and habit and just like cultivating those things. I guess things that I never really like took the time for as a younger person, like having like things that you do. Like, I make soup every Sunday right now. And
Hey, nothing wrong with a good soup. I'm an older gent, so let me tell you, the less chewing you have to get there, no problem.
It's actually been great. Like, now I understand why people live with routines and discipline, because it creates like a jumping off point for you to be able to be great, basically. So 22's been cool. It's been all right.
When we get offline, I'll send you my recipe for she crab soup. It is magnificent.
Oh, I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, okay. Hey, you can get the crab with the K. You won't even know.
I can make it for my girlfriend. Maybe she'd be into it.
There you go. Now, musically, you've been busy. You started off the year releasing some phenomenal singles. God Gift, Anybody, Nobody, You, both phenomenal. So how's this creative process been for you so far, and getting the music out and coming up with these constructs and ideas for this music?
Yeah, I've been experimenting a lot. I've also been, I'm at the point where I've been at this long enough. I have all this like stockpiled music basically that Anybody Nobody You was something that I actually wrote during my days of playing a lot of live sets in New York City, trying to fill up my set time. So it's fun because I played it with a band. A lot of the venues require you to play with a band. There's no like, you can't do backtracks or anything like that. So it's a little bit more like guitar ballad based, and I think that was really fun for my listeners. And then God's Gift was really like, a deep dive into my kind of production style and things that I was working on and cultivating as a producer. And then World Tour is, the partnership I have with Kid Nick and the things that we're creating together. I'm like so excited about. Really has me like flowing and creating. So yeah, it's been a productive year.
Hell yeah. Well, you guys are definitely a dynamic duo, Batman and Batman. There's no Robin in that partnership. And shout out to the homie Kid Nick. We're going to be in New York. We're going to chill out soon enough. But shout out
to you.
You guys are phenomenal. So in case you didn't know, I'm a big nerd. I grew up, I learned how to nerd gang all day. I learned how to read. My first reading was a comic book. My brother handed me a Batman comic book, and if I wanted to know, I had to sound it out. And since then, I've been reading at a college level at third grade, all thanks to the good folks at DC Comics. And one thing that I've noticed, every superhero, supervillain, whatever, they have an origin story. And I consider creatives like yourself superheroes. You're a modern day superheroes. You transfer your experience into music and it goes out and heals the world, makes the world cry, makes the world laugh, makes the world dance. So that's a superpower. So I ask you, Love Child, what's your origin story? How did you become who you are today? How did you fall in love with music? And how did you determine that this is what you were going to do with your life?
You know, I've always, as long as I can like think back, it's been music for me. So I have five older brothers and sisters. And my sister, I only have one sister, and my sister always tells the story about when I was little, and like she had to watch me all the time. So she's 12 years older than me, so I got exposed to a lot of like 90s hip hop, R&B, alt rock type of stuff very young. And people were listening like nursery rhymes and I'm
Right.
listening to like Snoop Dogg and Nirvana, like. So she has this story about how I started singing Still Not a Player by
Big Pun.
yeah.
Hey, look at the gray in the beard. I know. I actually met Big Pun. That's another story. When I was in college and I was running the homecoming, he performed at our homecoming. Rest in peace to Big Pun. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, the part where they're like, Boricua Morena. She said that I was like when I was like a little baby. So I guess it's just always been music for me. I've just always loved it.
That is so adorable, and it is so funny. Our stories are so similar. My brother was 10 years older than me, so when I was supposed to be now I'm an '80s baby, so he was born in the '70s. I was supposed to be listening to Wheels on the Bus, but instead I was listening to NWA and Digital Underground, and I remember getting in trouble in like third grade for bringing in a Digital Underground's tape
Yes.
sex packets, and my teacher said, "Where did you get this from?" And I was like, "My mama bought it for me." So, shout out to the older siblings that exposes to stuff we shouldn't be listening to, but it
But it
shapes.
was for the best. Like
It's
you're better
for the
off for
best.
it.
Absolutely. So, cheers to the older siblings. I love that. I love that.
Cheers. I'm working out, so I'm not drinking
There
yet,
you
but
go. Hey, I got the water too, so we can get the water as
all right,
well.
yeah. We're out.
Now, I I whenever we have a guest, I go through their entire catalog and listen to as much music as I possibly can so I can really get a feeling of the artist. I have a pretty good ear. And your voice is phenomenal. So I just want to give you a shout out because there's a lot of artists out here that may have elements, but they don't have the most important element, which is the talent and the vocal ability. You
Thank
don't
you
have
so
that.
much.
Your voice is phenomenal. And I hear some elements of some artists and I want to know who are your vocal influences? Everyone usually has a muse that they hear and it sparks something in them that they say, "Oh man," and then they shape and become their own artist. But who are some of your muses vocally? Because I hear something in your voice and I want to see if I
That's
picked it out right.
I kind of want to hear you say it first. I'm kind of curious what
Okay.
you picked up.
Okay. Hey, fair play, fair play. So your voice has a little bit of Joni Mitchell, but it also
Okay.
has a little bit of Fiona Apple. And I freaking love Fiona Apple. So I didn't know if you listened to her at all or Bjork or anything. There's elements of a lot of great 90s artists in there. Now that you said you were exposed to 90s music, I'm starting to piece the puzzle together. But who were some of your vocal influences?
100%. I think I'm definitely influenced by that like whole generation of singer songwriters that like really broke the mold. Um, my personal kind of like when I think about like my to me who are like deities are like Janis Joplin is huge
Mhm.
for me. I'm a Janis Joplin nut. It was one of the first comparisons I got as like a kid, like writing songs, playing guitar.
I hear
Um,
that for sure. I hear
I'm
that
a
for sure.
I'm a Billie Holiday nut as well. Um, Especially because I like, and this was such a big part of her when she broke out on the scene too, was like people almost wanted to knock her singing and to be like, she's basically like speaking like they didn't under back in the day they didn't understand her delivery and her intonation and the ways that she used her voice in such unique ways. So I'm definitely really influenced by her and I love covering the both of them.
Mm.
Um and then yeah, I think definitely like from there then I think more about like all these genres that I'm into. Like when I say I'm a music head, like I know a lot of people like say that, but you know, they have their things that they stick to. Like I listen to it would take like a 20-minute interlude for me to break down like all of the things that I listen to. So there's so many like influences also and this is something I'm actually self-conscious about as an artist. I feel like sometimes I don't stay in a genre pocket in a way that is like good for marketability and stuff like that, but whatever. Like I make the songs
Through
I feel like
that,
making. Yeah, exactly.
through that, the times are changing. I tell people one of the reason, and we have a lot of signed artists and things, but I really, 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 with our show and our family, we try to focus on the independent and different artists because I think the worst thing that happened to music is record labels because they tell people you got to fit into this zone or you have to be this artist, or because their only purpose is to make money and increase profits versus putting out great art. So I love it when an artist has diversity. If you want to do a jazz song one day and you want to do a rock song the next day and you want to do an R&B song or you want to do electronic, as long as it's good music, then let's get it. I'm all for it. So I
Yeah, you
love that you said
gotta. You gotta follow your heart too, because
that.
otherwise I feel like if you're gonna fall off if you're trying to make something that you feel like is what you're supposed to be making. Like you're better off actually making what it feels like fun, what feels like nourishing, the song you really need for yourself first, because people feel I genuinely think that people feel the difference. Um, yeah.
Yeah, don't chase that dragon. I think a lot of artists see what's selling right now or who's hot right now, and they try to do their version of it. And you're never going to be better at someone else being them. You know what
Totally.
but you can be
Yeah.
the best you 100% of the time. So I love that originality and that focus. Now, you mentioned going back in the clubs in New York, performing in front of a band, and we're back outside. Thank God. For the most part, this pandemic is over. Festivals have resumed, concerts have resumed, and I'm a big concert person. I go to many festivals, EDM festivals, music festivals. I just love music. It's why I do what I do. Is there a particular stage, a dream stage, or a festival or concert that you would love to be on, that you would love to rock the house?
You know, I've had a really so first of all, I'm from Pittsburgh, so I definitely I would love to like perform at Pittsburgh, like in Pittsburgh at some time. That feels like one kind of bucket list thing. And then in my kind of adopted home of New York, one of my like best life experiences was going to Gov Ball.
Okay.
Um, I think I went in 2017. There was some stick performers that year. Kilani like rocked my socks. Charles Bradley right before he passed away, rest in peace. Oh my god, like unbelievable set. Um who else? There were so many people there. Those are the two that really stick out in my mind. But I would love to do Gov Ball for that reason. Like I had that thought the whole time I was there too, like, oh, like one of these days, like I'm gonna get even if I get just the small stage for like the upcoming artist, like I want it so bad. So that's definitely a big goal for me.
Hell yeah. Well, we're speaking that into the universe for you. It's going to happen. We'd love to see you in my hometown, VA, something in the water. We're back with the festival. So we look, Pharrell puts that on. So we love to
Oh,
see
that's sick.
you. I think they would love you here in the South. So I think they would have big love for you.
I
So,
would love to. I love it down south.
well, hey, I'll get Pharrell on the horn. Let's see if we can make that. Now, what are you working on right now? Give us a scoop. I'm a journalist by nature, so I have to for the friends of the den and the den mates. Give us a little scoop. What can we look forward to 2023, and do you have any more surprises for us for the end of the year?
Honestly for end of year in 2023, end of year no, probably, to be honest. 2023, um, maybe. My main goal is like to I really want to I really want to make an album. I've never made I've had EPs, I have lots of singles at this point. I feel like it's time to make an album. I'm approaching my Saturn return, which is about the time you're supposed to put out a body of work. So that's something that I'm manifesting and working on, starting to work on songs, give myself plenty of time to be able to like curate the perfect collection, working with Kid Nick on some stuff. So you'll definitely see them on there. And yeah, I really want like a body of work.
I love it. I love it. I love the album experience. I'm from that generation where, I mean, I love streaming music for the ease of it, but I do miss opening up a CD, reading the packaging, and having albums that were a full body of work with experiences and skits and a theme. So that's definitely something that's missed. There's not too many artists that do that anymore. Normally they just plug away singles, but I love that and I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the collaborations and the sound. So I know it's going to be dope.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm again speaking it into existence. It's gonna happen and it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, that's the goal.
Hell yeah, I'm burning my sage for you right now. We're going to make that happen. We're going to make
Perfect.
that happen. Now, before I let you go, I have to get you your den mate stamp. We're a
Okay.
family. We're not just a podcast. We are a family, a collective, if you will, of artists from all genres. Kid Nick will let you know we're the chillest, but we're collective. But to get you that stamp, to get you that passport stamp, to make you a den mate, we play a little game. So are you prepared to play a little game?
Bring it on. I'm ready.
So
Put my
this
game face on.
now I have to do my little plug. So let me get my commercial voice on.
Okay.
This game is called If You Don't Know, Now You Know. Baby, baby. Shout out to the late, great, notorious B.I.G. And it's brought to you by the good folks at Pod That's. Guys, are you a podcast lover like me? Of course you are. You're listening to me, therefore you love podcasts. And do you hate the same three questions that you hear at podcasts? Where you're from? What you like to do? What do you got coming out? Those questions suck. So if you're a podcaster or you like listening to podcasts, or you're just interested in getting in the game, I recommend Poddex. It has elevated my podcast skills since I've been using it, and I want you guys to use it too. So this is what I'm going to do for you guys. If you're interested in Poddex, go in your app store. I'm assuming you have an iPhone because most cool people do. Go to your app store, dial in, type in Poddex, and then put in discount code the Den, THEDEN. That's going to save you 10%. That's how much I love you guys. So get Poddex. It's going to elevate your podcast game up. And now that the commercial's over, let's get into it. So we have 4 special categories curated for you: music, new year, new you, since we're going to be going into 2023 soon, deal breakers, and self growth. We're going to get some cool questions from Pod Dads in those categories. Which one do you want to tackle first?
New year, new you.
New year, new you. Good choice. What's the song? And say that don't be forgot. All right, so let's pull this bad boy up. New year, new you. 2023. 23 is my favorite number, so I know it's going to be a good year for everybody. All right,
Jordan.
here we go. And it's time for me to get some new glasses because everything is so small. Okay, here we go. All right. Do you ever resolve not to do something? Do you ever resolve not to do something?
Do I, or is this like a theoretical?
Yeah, no. We're letting the world know a little bit about Love Child. Do you ever like? I'm a type of person that not only will I make plans to do something, but I definitely resolve not to do something. Sometimes people say, "Hey, let's go out to this," and I'm like, I'm going to make sure I'm not going out to this thing. So, is there ever times where you're just like, you know what? this is a pajama night. I'm not going out. I'm going to find a way not to do something or not.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Peace, love, stay on my couch. I just resolved to not vape anymore. I stopped vaping nicotine, so that was a big
Good.
accomplishment recently.
Congratulations.
I decided, it's time to take care of the voice, make some priorities, save all my vape money, spend it on tattoos. Like I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with nicotine.
Good. Yeah. No to nicotine. Smoke the other stuff. It's green. It's healthy. It's from the earth.
Just
You
a little spliff here and there, you know?
Look here. Hey,
Fine.
that's all you need. That's all you need. All right. So great answer. We got three more categories left: music, deal breakers, and self growth.
Music.
Music. All right. Great choice. Musician with music. Great choice. All right. Now, here's an interesting one. Would you rather make a record that goes gold, selling 500,000 copies, or would you make a record that influences 5,000 other bands or artists where you're imprinted on a ton of other artists? Which one would be more powerful?
Mm. Oh, oh wow. Okay,
Question, right? Pod dance, the den. Ding.
I gotta talk that out. So
Let's do
if
it.
if you if you sell a lot of units, there's an opportunity for you to follow that up, right? Like there's a opportunity for longevity and sustainability if you have, they say a lot of times it's like that one hit that can break you. That at the same time, I have a minor in ethnomusicology, so I've spent a lot of time deep diving on like some of those prolific artists who maybe didn't get like the pop culture credibility, but you can see threads of their artistry through so much and over time and
Absolutely.
across cultures and genres, and that's so cool. Um,
It's a good question, right?
oh, because then you're basically, it's like, do you want to make the capitalist choice and hope that you can make like a full time career out of your music, or are you cool with like having that influence and like that'll help you sleep at night? It's ah,
It's tough. It is tough because as much as I like to be the bearded hippie, we all do like the money. It does help a little bit, but
you know,
influence is almost better than capital in some cases. That if you have that influence, you're going to live forever. You're going to be immortal, and that's kind of attractive too. So it's
that's true. And if you're actually getting credited in some kind of royalty sense for the influencing the 5,000 other bands, then you might be even taking a
yes.
little bit more. I picked that one. I picked that one. Influence.
Good answer. That's what I was hoping. Good answer. Yeah, that
Songwriting royalties, they're more than anything else, you know?
Yeah, especially if you have some of those old record deals. We're trying to change the game. Shout out to Even Biz while we're talking about change the game artists. I'm telling you now, because we're all about the artists. The wave of the future is direct to consumer. Please, please don't sell your publishing. Don't get rid of your rights. We don't need the record labels anymore. All you need is a
Mm.
real fan base and a direct to consumer, and Even Biz is the way to do that. So another plug. All right, fantastic. So we have two more categories. We have deal breakers and we have self growth. Which one do you want to tackle?
Let's do deal breakers and close on self growth.
All right, I love it. I love it. All right, so deal breakers. So these obviously also known as red flags. This is something that if your significant other exhibits, it's a wrap. I'm going to need that house key back. So for you, is it is it a deal breaker if there are boring texters? If hey, what do you want to do? Eat. Hey, those one word answer, those annoying, but where you have to carry the conversation. Is that a deal breaker for you?
No, no, especially if they're like charismatic in person, then
Yeah,
it's definitely not a deal breaker. Actually, I feel like it's kind of a green flag if somebody is not like so ham with the technology and like I feel like it's actually a green flag. It's a good thing.
yeah. I try to keep my text limited because I have sausage hands and I mistype words. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. All right, so the final category, self growth, the most reflective and powerful category, perhaps. All right, so here we go. What do you need to address in your past in order to have a better future? What is one element in your past you need to get this tackled in order to make sure that your future is where you want it?
I have some serious internalized like self-doubt and um though I've been at music for a while, like my anxiety about like just or rather maybe like confidence and lack thereof and how that can prompt anxiety is something that I'm really working on right now. So even if I'm feeling it, I'm leaning into it. I'm not posting because of it, or not working on something because of it. I've definitely had like periods of time where I was just so. I'm also a Virgo, so I've had periods of time where I'm so paralyzed by the fear of like not making something beautiful and perfect like right away that I just like didn't do anything at all. So something that I'm working on a lot is unpacking that and changing that because it's just not productive, you know?
That's definitely big Virgo energy. Shout out to you know who you are that's watching this. That's one of the most important Virgos of my life, but you hear words to the ears. So you know what that means. You answered all four questions with phenomenal efficiency, great answers. That means you get the DMate stamp in your passport.
Woo!
Dang, that means it comes with all the benefits. When you post something, we'll be posting something. We're going to make sure that we're spreading your music. We're going to add you to the group chat where we have a ton of phenomenal artists, engineers, producers, directors to get you that networking. It's a great tool. We have people, they hit me all the time and say, Marz, I need an Afro beats artist. I got someone from you for you. I need a producer that does this type of stuff. I got someone for you. So we're going to tap you in there. We're gonna get you some merch, like this lovely DITD sweatshirt that you
Ooh, I love
get.
merch and I love
Merch.
community. You're
We'll get you
speaking
some
my
merch.
language.
Yeah, we'll get you some merch, and of course, you're gonna get the support system that we provide. We offer tons of free services in our DMate community. We review contracts for people. We make connections. So, gang, you're in here. You're in here, and I want to let you know just let the music out. It's phenomenal. Good music doesn't age. We're still listening to songs from 50 years ago. You have nothing to fear. Even if it's not your favorite, it's going to be somebody's favorite. And I tell people there's 8 billion people in the world. Last time I checked, all you need is about 10,000 to love you. That's real. You get that, you're going to be good for the rest of your life. And you can do this for a living for the rest of your life. So have that confidence. You're phenomenal. We only bring the dopest of artists up here. So if you're up here, if you're on the dim right now, you're good to go. So I want to thank you. Before we let you go, the floor is yours. Any shout outs you want to give? Um, please let the people know where they can find you on social media. You've earned it. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Mars. What a wonderful experience. And you too. I hope you keep putting out stuff too.
Yeah, man,
Um,
that's all I got to do. I'm just gonna keep rocking it out for sure.
yeah, you have me intrigued too. One thing maybe I'll bat around in 2023 is a podcast.
Hey, man, we
I want
I
to,
produce 6 podcasts currently. So
wow.
if you're interested in learning in the pod games, first get pod that's 10% off with the den. Ding. It hits you up. We'll be more than happy to give you tips. That's all we do here. It's just spread love, man, to incredible artists like yourself.
I love it. I love the collective game sharing. I'll definitely hit you up about that. Plugs. Definitely you can go stream all my 2022 releases. Anybody Nobody You if you're in your feels, God's Gift if you're feeling kind of hot. World Tour if you're trying to just get like empowered and just be seen a little bit in your process and the things that you're pursuing in your dreams. Definitely check out Kid Nick, my collaborator on World Tour. They're sick. They've got those beats. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm at LuvChild underscore on Instagram. I think I'm LuvChild Music on TikTok. I'm trying to be on there more too. I'm trying to get hip with the kins.
I'm trying to. I didn't want it. I was anti TikTok, but apparently you got to do it. So
Oh, you gotta do
I'm
it.
gonna
Yeah.
shuck and jive for the good folks at TikTok.
um, yeah, I think that's the plug. I think that's it.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Well, guys, please, you know how I do. When I put you on game, this artist is destined for superstardom. I want you to follow her on social media. I want you to stream those 2022 releases. I use title, gets more to the artist. You use whatever you want, but stream that music. Also, I want you guys to check out her 2020 release. It's got some dope cuts in there too. Stream it all. Follow her on social media. LuvChild, it's been a pleasure. It's been a bomb. Well, I just showed my age. It's been the bomb. Okay, hey, I'm
It
40.
was the bomb.com, Mars. What do you mean?
Bomb.com and a bag of chips for sure.
I,
Can't wait. I'm gonna edit all of that out. We can't wait to see what you have in store for you. I wish you nothing but the greatest success and welcome to the family. And we're gonna end every episode like we do. We end it the same way. It's all about peace, love, unity, and respect. Deuces.
Plur baby.
Blur, baby. Hell yeah. I got my beats on now. All right. It's down in the den, so go tell a friend. I understand you have some awesome merch that you're making now. Tell us about the merch.
I do. It's an essential thing that you gotta do with the music nowadays. And I wasn't, I didn't want to make something that would be like out of most people's price ranges. And I also just want to do something that very much fit the brand. Undateable stoner chick, how you doing? So I do lighters. These are LuvChild lighters, and you can find them on my Shopify, which is lovechildren.myshopify.com. It's also the link. It's just like on my Instagram bio. But yeah, I've got lighters and keep you
Hell yeah.
lit.
Well, I'm going to order a couple of those because as a stoner boy, my lighters get stolen a lot. I don't know why. I'm starting to think I'm going to put Apple tags on them, or just if I could make an electric shock where take my lighter just gives you 300 volts to teach you a lesson. So I definitely want to check those out, guys. Stoners, we produce Pot with Petty, available on YouTube. So stoners, get you your LuvChild lighters, toke up. It's always 420. It's down in the den, so go tell a friend. The best podcast on earth's about to begin. We got jokes and news and movie reviews. After Dark NC-17 with the crew. Interviews with the best artists around. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now.